I'm here with the Indianapolis housing market update. This is Bryan Arnold with Keller Williams Realty.
And I am Jordan Moody with Keller Williams Realty.
Well, Jordan, I want to talk with you today about one of the fastest growing areas in the state. It is Boone County, and we are in the county that is growing the fastest at 3.5% population growth year over year.
Wow, that's what I love to hear. And we are right here recording in the county seat just south of the courthouse at our new office here, 118 South Meridian Street, if anybody wants to stop by and say hi. So, Bryan, tell me more about Boone County and why we're talking about it today.
Well, first of all, congrats on your opening of your new location. Very proud of you. Awesome, all the success you've had. Well, Boone County, we got a lot of growth here. So a lot of people have heard about Westfield, and they know that that's a fast-growing town. Whitestown is actually the fastest-growing township in the state. So we have an 11.5% year-over-year population growth rate, and we're going to dive this episode into why that is. One thing that's to note here, Boone County has 78,000 residents. That's less than Carmel. That's less than Fishers. That's about on par with Noblesville. And Boone County has Zionsville in it. Zionsville has about 33,000 residents.
So you're telling me that all of Boone County is smaller than just Noblesville?
It's about the same size, yep.
Okay. Wow. I learned something new today.
Yeah, so there's a lot of opportunity for growth here. And one of the reasons that it's growing, we are just well centrally located. So you are... From your office right here, you are 35 minutes to downtown Indy, and we are 45 minutes from West Lafayette, where Purdue is located, from their campus. So we're 45 minutes from their campus. So if you're an employer and you want to get to a major airport quickly, and if you want an influx of highly educated people and a low cost of labor that is well educated, this is a great location.
Yeah, it is. And what we're seeing is that's actually drawing in some very big corporations to the area. So one thing we're going to talk about today is in 2022, the Indiana Economic Development Council, which I will call the IEDC from here forward, announced future plans for Boone County, specifically the just west of Lebanon area, with the creation of the LEAP District, which that stands for Limitless Exploration, Advanced Pace, for those who are curious. So since then, it's been kind of a big to-do around here with the local community. And so we're going to break it down and talk about, what the sheer size of this is and what it means for the community and the future of the county. So the eventual plan involves the acquisition of about 9,000 acres to bring in a proposed 50-plus companies to employ 50,000 workers at full scale. And this is one of the costliest state projects of all time, with Indiana, the state of Indiana, contributing $985 million in state funds, almost $1 billion toward the project, much of that coming from the taxpayers.
Interesting. Yeah, so that's always, I like hearing what their plan is, because I'm looking at, the population of Boone County. It's 78,000 people, and it is the fastest growing county in the state. And a lot of people think when they're investing that they're late to the game. Well, when I look here and I see that their proposal is going to have 50,000 workers eventually, and you have a population of 78,000 living here currently, well, it looks like even though this is the fastest growing township and county in the state, it looks like there's a lot more growth to happen.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Bryan. So what that's doing is it's attracting some very large corporations to the area. So to kind of dive into that, in 2022, the Indiana Economic Development Council, also known as the IEDC, announced future plans for Boone County, specifically the Lebanon area, with the creation of the LEAP District, which stands for Limitless Exploration, Advanced Pace. This plan involves the acquisition of about 9,000 acres to bring in a proposed 50-plus companies to employ 50,000 workers at full scale. This is one of the costliest state projects of all time, with Indiana contributing $985 million in state funds towards the project, much of that coming from the taxpayers.
What stands out to me there is 50,000 jobs. And you look at a county that is currently the fastest growing county, and you could see why. There's only 78,000 residents here. So a lot of times when people are investing, they're always worried about being late, that I'm last. I'm going to be the last one there, and I'm going to be late to the game. Well, this looks like, if you're looking for a place to invest, this would be one of them. With the amount of potential growth, with all this economic development means money, means more jobs here, which means more people, which means more amenities, which means more opportunity.
Yeah, so that sheer worker scale compared to our current population is absolutely staggering. So there is going to be a lot of change and growth over the coming years. So one of the big contributors to this is Eli Lilly Corporation. So they have already purchased over 800 acres and are building out 1.2 million square feet for their facilities here. This is going to create an additional 1,300 high-paying jobs, and I believe they already employ a lot in the state.
Yeah, so Eli Lilly is the largest employer in Indianapolis with about 12,000 employees. And so this new campus is going to increase that workforce. And I talk about that with people all the time. One of the reasons that people move to Indy is because of the affordability and the strong job growth. And so we have the largest employer in the city expanding and investing. That is always a great thing to see.
And investing, they are investing $13 billion into their facilities here with the LEAP project. So
what is that? Is that Manjaro money? People.
It is Manjaro money. You're absolutely right. And part of their goal here, they're creating the Foundry, which is where they're going to work on their R&D, research trials, and their goal is to cut their timeframes from medicine conception to hitting our shelves. A lot of their medicines take up to 13 years for that process to take place. So with their new facilities, they'll be able to do everything under one roof, or, so to say, there on campus and not have to take it out and send it out to different places. And so this could cut down those time frames potentially to up to half that amount of time. And this is another staggering number here. If you're curious on what that production looks like, the previous CEO of Lilly put things in perspective by saying that each one of Lilly's trials can cost as much as building Lucas Oil Stadium, which is around $700 million. That is per trial.
That's insane. It's hard to wrap your mind around that.
Yeah, these are some big numbers here for sure. So Lilly is the main contributor here to the LEAP project, but one other notable sign-on here of recent is Meta. Meta is set to purchase 1,500 acres, which is even more. And they're investing around $4.8 billion over their total timeline of getting everything set up. Up front, that's around $800 million for their initial build out. Their plans are to create 15 total buildings, 12 of which will be data centers, and they outline that the job creation numbers will be around 80, with a future of up to 1,200 jobs. Bryan, what are your takeaways from that?
That is quite different. So you're looking at Meta taking up twice the amount of real estate, 1,500 acres opposed to 800, and creating 80 to 200 jobs versus Lilly's 1,200 jobs. So it sounds like those data centers don't require a lot other than maybe some security and a little bit of management.
Yeah, so that is one hot button topic for the community right now, and one concern for locals is energy and water consumption. So for the LEAP district to operate, it will need around 100 million gallons of water per day. The original plan was to take it from the Wabash up north And they actually had to divert that because they would be taking the watershed and taking it somewhere else instead of replenishing it back to where it came from. And so now the plan is to pull from Citizens in Indianapolis.
Interesting. So yeah, Citizens Water, they own Geist and Morse reservoirs. So that is assuming where that water would be coming from. I wonder how that'll play into the cost of water in Indy.
Yeah, and the White River as well. And I looked into it because I was curious, because 100 million gallons of water today, per day, seems like an insane amount. But when you actually look at the total gallons per day that flow through, like Citizens, is like 19 trillion. So it's like a huge amount. And the Wabash is 4 trillion. So there's water that, to go around, but it is a massive, massive project. Also, with the new facility, electric-wise, Meta is set to consume more than 1,500 megawatts, at peak work hours. So to put that in perspective, that amount of electricity could literally power all 3 of the surrounding small towns that make up the Western Boone School District simultaneously.
That's really interesting. They are, that is a lot of energy, that is a lot of water. But they're also going to be bringing jobs, and with all of those jobs and the investment in the area, that should help raise property values and bring other businesses in. Yeah,
and they're paying, high property taxes. Obviously, there are tax abatements and things that were done to lure these big companies in, but over the long term, there will be a lot paid via taxes and community buybacks and all kinds of things of the sort. And so that kind of talks about our LEAP project that we have going, but we have so many other things. Bryan, what else is kind of going on here in Boone County?
A few other notable local investments. One is the Parkview Hospital, which will be investing $150 million into a new hospital in Lebanon, which is always nice. When you have residents, they want high-quality health care close, so that'll provide that service. It's a nice amenity for the area. The Farmers Bank Fieldhouse, it's already here, and they're projecting 60,000 people per month to be using that. And then the Gateway Hotel just announced near the field house, as well as many new construction subdivisions are coming in, along with 47 Commons, which is going to be a nice large mixed-use development near I-69 and State Road 47. So like I said, to me, the big thing is there is so much opportunity in and around Indianapolis, and we wanted to highlight the fastest growing county in the state. And when you look at Boone County, it has a lot of opportunity where your investment for the long term is going to look very good.
That's right. Better in Boone. You heard it here first, folks. Well, thank you for coming in and listening to the Indianapolis Housing Market Update. I'm Jordan Moody.
I'm Bryan Arnold. Thanks for listening.